Hi everyone, this is Angel Talk, and today I'm going to give you a quick and easy guide on how to pass your Mod 1 motorcycle test in the UK. So this is the first practical test towards your full bike license. So what is Mod 1? Mod 1 is an off-road motorcycle test done at a DVSA test centre. It checks your ability to control a bike safely and confidently. It lasts about 20 minutes and includes 11 manoeuvres at both low and high speeds. So what do you need before the test? Well, you need a valid CBT certificate. Okay, I've done a whole clip on how to get your CBT. You need a motorcycle theory test pass certificate. I've also done a whole clip on motorcycle theory tests as well. You need a provisional or full UK license, and you need the correct category of bike for whether you're going for the A1 test, the A2 test, or the unrestricted A license. And by the way, I've done a clip on the A license as well. Now, of course, you need protective gear, helmet, gloves, boots, jacket and trousers. So what are you actually going to be asked to do on the day when you're at the DVSA test centre? Well, the first thing you have to do is manual handling. So push the bike into a parking bay. Okay, so you just be you take the bike, you push it safely, you look around for hazards, which aren't there. You just got to pretend hazards are there and just look around all the time, and basically park your bike without knocking into cones by manually handling and pushing the bike into the slot. Okay. Right, the second thing you'd have to do is slalom and figure of eight. So you're weaving smoothly through some cones, and in the last two cones you're doing two sets of figures of eights around the cones until the examiner says, basically calls you over. The next thing you would practice is the third thing. So it's the slow ride, and it's controlled balance and throttle. So they basically just want to see if you can cope with slow town traffic, that kind of thing. Now, number 4 is the one lots of people find very difficult. It's the U-turn. So it's a tight turn without putting your foot down. Okay. I spent hours in a car park practicing that one because that's the one I felt most kind of nervous about. In other words, you've got to check over your shoulder when you move off, and check again when you do your U-turn. I literally, in a couple of months, I covered about 1,000 miles just going to car parks and back and just practicing all these different types of manoeuvres. So the fifth one is a cornering and a controlled stop. So it's got to look controlled when you are asked to stop by the examiner holding up his hand, and you've got to stop as quickly as possible, no skidding, that kind of thing. 6, emergency stop quickly from the test speed. And of course, you've got the hazard avoidance, so you need to swerve around a cone after cornering. Now, with the for emergency stop and hazard avoidance, you must reach 31 miles per hour. So that's about 50k. So 31 miles per hour minimum for all test categories, and this applies to the A1, so the 125 bikes, age 17 and above. That applies for the A2 test, so that those are bikes between usually 400 and 500 cc's. Of course, with a full license, you're talking about 595cc bikes. I did mine on a Yamaha MT-07, so that was a 700. So that was quite a powerful bike. So the tip here is you need to ride at 32 to 35 miles per hour to safely clear the speed check. And if you're under 31 miles per hour, it's an automatic serious fault, so you fail the test. Although they will allow you to redo it. Okay, so yeah, it's something definitely worth practicing. And I spent hours in a car park, even before I joined up with a riding school in order to do my Mod 1 on the MT-07. I had a Honda CB125R at the time. They were both naked bikes, and it was very, very good for practice. Now, just to let you know, Mod 1, if you own your own bike and you're doing your 125 license, and you've got a sports bike. Sports bikes, I mean, I'm riding a sports bike right here, as you can see, but sports bikes do not have the same turning circle as a naked bike, for instance. So you may indeed find some of these maneuvers more challenging, so you definitely may need more practice. An out-and-out super sports bike would not even have the turning circle required for the U-turn that they would need, but no one's going to be rocking up with a super bike anyway. All right, tips for passing. Practice the slalom and figure of 8 until it feels natural, okay? And always look where you want to be going, okay? Use clutch control and rear brake to stay balanced. Look where you want to go, not at the cones, okay? So if you look at the cone, you're going to go towards the cone, okay? If you look at the line which you're trying to avoid when you're doing the U-turn to stay safe from it, you'll be going towards the line. So always look where you want to be going, and the bike will go there naturally. So check over your shoulders before moving off or changing direction. Now, this is one of the strangest feelings, because of course you're on a course, the DVSA test centre. It's just you on a motorcycle with a whole load of cones on tarmac. You know there's no traffic around. You can't hear anything, so it feels very unnatural to look to your left and look to your right and move off. But you just need to demonstrate that every time and just practice it. And even at home, when you're moving off, if you've got a 125 just off your driveway when nothing can even be overtaking you, just still look to the left and look to the right. In other words, get your body to get used to the whole fact of every time you move off to look, because then it will come more naturally when you do the Mod 1 test. Now, above all, just relax. Confidence and calmness. I mean, this is the key at the end of the day. I'm a person who likes to get things done incredibly quickly, so that's something I needed to learn. I just needed to calm down and just breathe and just think things through very carefully and methodically. And I was quite fortunate that I passed my Mod 1 first time. I passed my CBT first time, I passed my theory test first time, I passed my Mod 1 first time. And I must say, the examiner, I could tell that I mean, both of us clicked at the same time, and I could tell that he really did want me to pass, and you know, that gave me a lot of confidence at the same time. All right, now again, what causes fails? Well, putting your foot down in slow maneuvers in either the U-turn or the slalom. You know, the only time you should be putting your foot down during the whole 20 minutes or so is if you're asked to stop to receive your next instructions on what to do. So, missing the speed requirement for stop or swerve. So remember, the speed requirement was between 32 and 35 miles per hour. And hitting cones or crossing lines. So of course you don't want to be crossing a line on the U-turn, and you don't even want to just slightly brush a cone, because that's going to be an automatic fail. Poor observations, not doing your lifesaver checks. In other words, looking to the left and looking to the right, which I'm doing here now, because even if there was a whole blocked off road that you saw there just now, it just has to be practiced, and it has to be done, because at the end of the day, the examiners just need to know that you are safe to be on a road with a full license. And all I can say is good luck, ride safe, and smash that Mod 1. And remember, it's not just about the destination, it's also about the journey. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.